Hi guys, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Thursday video report. Sorry for not being around here the past few days, but if you've been coming to the site, you've been winning with the free picks. 3-0 this week. 14-5 run with my last 19 in football and basketball combined. Free pick coming up in just a moment on tonight's game in Philadelphia. It was a makeup game. Last night it was snowed out. It's being played tonight, LaSalle and St. Joe's. This is what they call a City Series game, the Big Five game in Philadelphia, and it's played at the Palestra, the cathedral of college basketball, as they like to call it. You know, there's some great locations for college basketball in this country. I mean, Hinkle Fieldhouse, of course, site of where they filmed the Hoosiers movie, you know that one. There's, of course, the Pit in Albuquerque. I've been to them all, but I'm telling you, the Palestra is one of the most unique places, period. I mean, it was built in 1927. It is based right on the University of Pennsylvania's campus. But what makes this so neat, forget about the fact that there's only room for 8,200 and the bleachers literally come right to the floor. I mean, the fans are right on top of the players. And I know, guys, because I went to college at Temple University in Philadelphia, so I used to do play-by-play for the Temple Owls, and at that time, we used to have to set up in the bleachers for games that were played at the Palestra. So literally, you know, your color guy is right next to you, and you've got 7 fans right behind you, and if they don't like what you're saying, they used to let you know. I mean, I even used to do high school basketball games. Now, we're talking, oh my God, early 80s, late 70s. Long before on cable TV. Now you turn on cable TV, you see all these slick, well-produced high school basketball and football games. Hell, guys, I was doing that 25 years ago. It's what got me into broadcasting originally. And the first TV game I ever had to do at the Palestra, the night before, I happened to fall, damaged ligaments in my ankle, had to have a cast up to my knee put on. But I thought, I'm going to go down and I'm going to do this game because it was a big, huge playoff game for this high school team that I was covering. I get down to the Palestra, and then I find out that the TV crew, you're up in a crow's nest, up in the corner of the stadium. You had to climb up a ladder, and I'm going, you know, casts aren't made for climbing up a ladder. But I got my ass up there, I'll tell you. Getting my ass down from that crow's nest, now that was a lot more difficult. But again, it's just such a unique place. And these City Series games in Philadelphia, and when I say City Series, Big Five, this is Villanova, St. Joe's, Temple, LaSalle, the University of Penn. You know, it used to be much bigger. Heyday really was the 60s and the 70s, the animosity and the competitive fires between the universities. It kind of went away in the 80s when Villanova decided they didn't want to have the games at the Palestra anymore, and they wanted to have it at their own home facility because they could have more fans and have a bigger cut of the money, apparently. But it certainly always lends itself to some great basketball. And tonight, you've got LaSalle against St. Joe's. LaSalle is currently a 3-point favorite. Now, yesterday they were a 3.5-point favorite. The game got delayed 24 hours. And now suddenly they're the 3-point favorite. God knows why. I can't figure it out. But I'm going to back LaSalle in this game, even though this is a team that just broke a 2-8 slide with a 76-75 win, getting 8 points at Rhode Island in its most recent game. Its first Atlantic 10 Conference victory of the season. Now, these are two programs, LaSalle and St. Joe's, that I follow a lot. I got to be honest, and always have. I've always been a fan of both programs. Went to Temple, never was a Temple Owls fan, never liked the Owls, still don't like the Owls. A huge St. Joe's fan because Phil Martelli, I covered him when he was a high school basketball coach doing games involving his team. And LaSalle, you go to the Tom Golo Arena there in North Philadelphia, it's just a great place. I think my high school gym was bigger, nicer, but I've always been a fan of LaSalle Explorers since the days of Michael Brooks and the L Train, Lionel Simmons. I like them tonight. They have had some real problems here over the past month, however, defensively, as in they're not playing any defense. But they showed up, they played good against Rhode Island, pulled off the upset. You know, their first City Series game, they lost to to Villanova just by, I think it was 3 or 4 points. They also beat the Penn Quakers earlier this season. Penn team beat them 89-83, and I point that out because St. Joe's just lost to the Penn Quakers, who were looking for their first win in Big Five City Series action for their senior class. I think they had lost 16 consecutive Big Five games, yet Penn went on a 22-10 run to close the game to beat the St. Joe Hawks 73-61. Now, St. Joe's, a young team, they are really struggling. I think their roster has a combined 10 freshmen and sophomores on it. They're going to be good in a couple of years, but right now they are struggling. They've lost 6 in a row, 12 of their last 14 games. They failed to cover 5 of their last 6 games. St. Joe's just can't get the job done offensively right now. Last 4 games are averaging a shade under 58 points. To show you that it's a longer, more consistent trend, their last 8 games are only averaging 61 points. Now, this is a LaSalle team that may not play defense, but they've got a lot of scores. They have scored 71-plus points in 15 of their 20 games this year and just scored 76 in the road upset of Rhode Island. So I will go ahead and lay the 3 points in this one. The game is rescheduled for this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, again, at the Palestra, so it is a neutral court. St. Joe's probably will have more fans. They generally travel, and they're much closer to this location than LaSalle's are. And again, from what I see, they got like 15, 20 inches of snow in Philadelphia, so who knows how many will show up for the game anyway. But again, I will go with LaSalle. As for my best bet tonight, I'm going with my Road Warrior game of the month. It's a play where the team I'm backing is coming off a devastating loss. Now they're on the road. Maybe the odds makers are figuring you will go against them because they're coming off such a devastating loss, but I think this is a time to ride them, and I think the point spread here is very, very attractive. So that's going to be my best bet tonight, and again, I'm going to go with LaSalle as your free pick. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Friday.